Well, hello everybody. Laura Trotty here, and thank you so much for joining me on this webinar tonight, where I'll be taking the lid off my Green Cleaning Toolkit to show you what's inside. Now, before we get started, I just want to check that everything's working okay, because all this webinar software, it has sometimes issues and gremlins in it, and it can stop and start. So if you could just please type in the text box at the right of your screen if you can hear me. That would be really, really great. I don't want to get started before I know that you can definitely hear me. Now, just while I'm waiting for you to type, I also just want to let you know that there's a 30-second delay from when I say something to when you hear it. So if you are typing things in there and taking me a little while to respond, just note that there is that delay. So there will be that delay and more. Okay, so just waiting to get some confirmation that you can hear me. Yes, oh good, Laura, all good, that's fantastic. So I will get started. Thanks, Bridget and Amy. And yeah, we've got a few people joining, and obviously I can see people keep joining. Like I said, basically every time I go to see the chat room, there's more people. So I will just cover a couple of housekeeping things before I get started into the content. But I do want to let you know that you're in for a real treat right now, as I plan to give you a peek inside my Green Cleaning Toolkit. And I'm going to show you the exact products I use to clean my home. I'm also going to share some of my best tips for using each product, so you can get started right away at the end of this webinar if you want to ditch some of the cleaners and pest control products in your home. Now, if you have followed me for some time, or even if you've gone through some of my recent training series or sat in on other webinars I've run, you might have heard some of these tips before, but others will be completely new to you. And of course, you can ask me some questions tonight, particularly at the end of the webinar, if there's something particularly you want to know. But regardless, I know you're going to love it, and I'm sure you'll have several friends that'll love it too. So if you haven't already done so, I'd love it if you could just share or post on your social media or whatever that you're tuning into this webinar tonight. If you know that any other friends would love to join you, that'd be great. Okay, so I've just covered that you do know that there's a 30-second delay in between when I talk and what you hear. I also just want to let you know that if for some reason my internet crashes or anything like that and I get booted out of this room, just stay exactly where you are, because I can log back in and you'll still be waiting there for me. It's not like if something happens at my end, we all lose it, because you can still be in there and I can come back in. So if I do happen to drop off the call, just sit tight and I'll come back in as soon as I can. Not that it's happened before, but just wanted to let you know in case it does. Now, that's pretty much all there is before we get started. You can type questions in the chat box and I will get to them, mainly at the end, but if something really jumps out at me and it's obviously relevant to the section I'm current at the time, I'll do my best to answer on the go as well. But running a webinar, you tend to have different screens. I've got 3 screens in front of me, so it's not always the easiest to, keep my eyes on one screen. All right, so this is what we're going to cover in the webinar tonight. Basically, I'm going to give you a little background on why you need to overhaul your home cleaning routine if you're not already sold on the idea. I'll lift the lid on my Green Cleaning Toolkit and I'll show you what I think are the 9 must-have natural products you need that'll help you break up with over 30 commercial cleaning and pest control products. Thirdly, I'll spill some of my best secrets on how to use these products, and I'll announce a special invitation to you to fast-track your chemical-free home. And lastly, as mentioned, I'll answer any questions you have about using any of these products that I'll cover tonight in your home cleaning routine. All right, but I'm going to cover this one very quickly because I know that I recognise some familiar names in the chat room tonight, but I know there's quite a few new people that don't know too much about me. So I'll just give you a very quick background, just in case you're thinking, what does this girl know about chemicals and what do I know about cleaning and running a household and blah, blah, blah. So basically, I just want to ease your mind and tell you a little bit about my background and my story. So basically, I'm an environmental engineer and I started studying that just over 20 years ago this year, and I commenced my career working at a large zinc smelter in Tasmania, and that's me as a 21-year-old actually monitoring the dust emissions and heavy metal concentrations on the Derwent River in Hobart at a lovely zinc smelter there. Okay, so I learnt heaps at this site. The site's 100 years old, over 100 years old, and I learnt a lot about chemicals, how they impacted on not only the environment but also on people's health as well. So after a year or so there, I transferred up to a brand new large zinc and lead mine in northwest Queensland, where I worked for over 4 years on a fly in, fly out basis, so very long rosters. I was one of the environmental engineers there. So I worked at the mine site, at the port site up in the Gulf of Carpentaria, also on some shipping operations there, and helped monitoring a 300-kilometre pipeline that pumped the lead and zinc slurry up to the port. But I also had the privilege of working alongside a lot of Indigenous Australians and venturing out to remote communities and educating our Indigenous people on some of the ways the company was doing to help protect the environment and getting them involved too, which was fantastic. And I learnt so much from those people too. So basically, I also studied my Masters of Science in Environmental Chemistry while working at this mine, and I specialised in how waste rock from the mine reacted in the environment and impacted on local surface and groundwater quality. So again, got down and dirty with chemistry. So around this time in my life, that's just me getting my Masters of Science, but around about this time, I was suffering from a lot of migraines. Of course, some of it was related to really long hours and stress in the job, and obviously, some pretty erratic sleep conditions, getting up early to fly out to mine sites and things like that. But a lot of it was to do with, obviously, my some diet. I was eating mine canned food and things like that, and just general chemicals in the environment, and also where I was living at the time. So my quality of life on my days off and even on my work days that started to creep in was pretty poor. I was getting a lot of migraines. So to start to improve my health, I really just tried to clean up everything that was within my control. So I started to eat really cleanly. So this was by my mid-20s, clean organic foods, really embraced a whole foods diet. I'd take a lot of my meals back into the mine, make them on my days off and take them in. I gave up Diet Coke at the time to help keep me awake on those long days. My Diet Coke habit had gotten a little bit out of control, which was pretty embarrassing now. But I mean, as a teenager in the 90s, it was very heavily marketed to us, and shame on me, I fell for some of that. And I replaced chemicals in my home with safe and natural alternatives. Or I started to. It's been a journey from about 15 years, but that's really what kick-started it. Because I was really desperate and would do anything to get rid of the migraines that were dominating my life. And I managed to reduce the migraine frequency from at least weekly to something more like annually, and I really reclaimed my quality of life. All right. Not long after that, after a little while after that, this is just 10 years ago now, this year, I moved to Outback, South Australia with my then boyfriend, he's now my husband, and I took a senior environmental engineering role at the very large Olympic Dam mine and smelter and everything here. So it's the largest industrial site in Australia. So again, I was working with governments and with local communities and monitoring the impact of the operations in the community as well. And I worked here for over 5 years. We got married, we started to try and have a family and things like that. And I really, obviously becoming a mother and trying to conceive and everything like that, really got on top of chemicals in my home, just to try and increase our chances of having children and not just having a baby, but having healthy babies, which is very important. And basically when I was pregnant, I was pretty miserable working out at the mine with the long hours. I was just really sick to death of them. Oh dear, I've got email still open. Shame on me. But yeah, basically I'm just going to close that. Oh, if I can. Sorry, it's distracting, I know. I don't want to do in case I lose the whole screen. But basically, yeah, what was I up to? When I was maternity leave, I just really wanted to get out of the industry and basically work around my family. So I set up an eco-parenting business, Sustainababy. It's won a lot of awards and really helped to make green mainstream, that's what I like to say, really focusing on mums of new babies and toddlers. And these days, I'm really putting my efforts into teaching people how to live sustainably, and mainly through my e-courses, Greenhouse, Home Energy Blitz, and my Home Detox Bootcamp. And just in a couple of weeks' time, I'll also be launching my very new eco-living site, which is just called Laura Trotter. So that's what will be where I'll be doing a lot of blogging and education on general eco-living topics. So really based around home detox, energy consumption in the home, but also reducing your waste and helping you to be a little less reliant on your local supermarket. So that's basically me in a nutshell, summing up the last 20 odd years or so. All right, but basically I've really started to be featured, well, over the last few years. I've blogged and written a lot of articles all over the web. I'm a regular eco-parenting columnist for My Child and Nurture Parenting magazines, and I also write a lot for Pinky McKay and a lot of all these other blogs here. And I've got a weekly eco-living segment on ABC Radio 639 North and West South Australia, which I love. So to be basically fair, I'm really obsessed with all things eco, and that's really why I'm so excited to share some of my best secrets with you tonight, that on how you can start to break up with synthetic chemicals in your home and ensure it's a healthy, safe and eco-friendly place to bring up your family. And these are strategies I use in my own home, and they work. All right. So before I just go into the background of why I really believe we all need to overhaul our home cleaning routines, I'd love to just know how many commercial cleaning and pest control products you think that you have in your home. So this is going to, I'd love you to type in the chat box. I'm just opening that up. So yeah, just type in there, whereabouts are you on your home detox journey? So are you using 100% commercial cleaning products at the moment? Are you using some of the top range eco cleaners that are out there, or what you believe are eco cleaners? Have you dabbled with microfiber cloths and cleaning gloves? So basically just type in the text box whereabouts you are on your home detox journey, and I'll come back to them after a couple of slides and we'll just have a chat on where we all are. And don't be scared to say if you're just starting or if you're well down the track. We're all at different stages in the journey, so it's just really to see where you're at, because it's a total judgment-free zone. All right, so I'm going to still move on to the next slide, and I'll come back to your comments in a minute, where I'm talking about some common household cleaning chemicals. So this is really why I think we should really be breaking up with chemicals in our home. So just before you think that there may not be that many synthetic chemicals lurking in your home, just have a quick look at these common cleaning products and their active ingredients. Now, most of these are, obviously I live in Australia, so a lot of these are some of the most common products found in Australian homes. So we've got Windex, so we've got ammonium hydroxide and I'm not even going to pronounce all these, but you can just see them as the products pop up, some of the active ingredients. Morning Fresh, which is a dishwashing liquid. Well, there's a lot in Morning Fresh. Harpic. Just on Morning Fresh, as growing up, my older sister could never wash the dishes because she'd break out in hives, and that was the dishwashing liquid we used. So I ended up being the dishwasher in the family. So obviously Harpic, all still popping up there. Domestos, a really common liquid bleach used in homes to clean toilets, bathrooms and floors. Handy Andy. So benzalkonium chloride's a big one there. Got Mr. Sheen, Mr. Muscle. Benzalkonium chloride again, Sard Wonder Soaker. Pardon me, I've got a bit of a cold. Dynamo laundry liquid. Ajax spray and wipe. And oven cleaner, that's one of the nastier chemicals you can have in your home. And just White King liquid bleach, which has a few. Yeah, so basically, do you really realize that you're living with a lot of these, and do you really want to continue to live with all of these? And just basically, these are just some of the most popular cleaning products. I haven't even touched on pest control, and I definitely haven't lifted the lid on any beauty products here. So that's another ball game altogether. So why do I strongly believe that we need to overhaul our cleaning routines, and why I think, I'd really like to see that other people do too? Basically, it comes down to a lot of things, but this is one that I guess a lot of us, particularly mothers, can relate to. It's just that strict health and safety policies manage the exposure to chemicals in the workplace, so an industrial setting where all these chemicals are made. But in a household context, chemicals are really often used in and around young children, and mainly by women who might even be pregnant or breastfeeding at the time. So there's obviously that risk that safety precautions may not be taken at a household level to the same degree as an industrial setting. That's just one of the reasons. Other reasons are too that, you know, the chemical companies, they do have a lot of power and big marketing budgets too. So really over the last 50 to 70 years, they've been heavily marketing to housewives, saying that we do need squeaky clean homes. We need homes that have no germs and bacteria in them, and you need X, Y, and Z products to get on top of these. And you need a separate cleaner for every single household cleaning task, which is, you know, it's total bollocks. You don't need it, which I'm going to show you in a few more slides time. Okay, so just another reason why we really want to get on top of these, because of the health effects. So there's obviously a lot of acute, which are basically so obviously the things that can happen straight away when you're exposed to chemicals, and there's on the other side there's chronic effects that can build up over time. So for example, spilling acid on your hand will cause immediate harm, so like a burn to the skin. So that's an example of an acute effect. Whereas exposure to asbestos or tobacco smoke, that can result in lung cancer years down the track after the exposure. So that's a chronic or a long-term effect. So some examples of acute effects from exposure to chemicals: we've got skin and eye irritation, vomiting, eye damage and respiratory tract irritation, and there you go, your headaches. So just the things that happen at the time or shortly after you might be using these products. Some of the chronic health effects linked to many of the chemicals found in general household products, cleaning and pest control, they can include infertility, immune system disorders, migraines, spectrum disorders, asthma and cancer. And also, I haven't put eczema there as well, but that's obviously, that's probably a little bit more acute. But there's some of the more common health effects that are linked to a lot of the chemicals here. But, you know, let's not just link it to health effects, because as I've mentioned, I'm an environmental engineer, so I really look at the big picture of where we're living and the effects of our lifestyle on the environment. And it's paying the price big time for our love affair with chemicals. A lot of our modern cleaning agents are made from petrochemicals, which is a non-renewable resource. So every different product we use, it's been manufactured, transported to market, used, flushed down our drains, and then more often than not, the containers disposed to landfill if it's not getting recycled. And it's not just that, it's also things like microbeads in beauty and even some cleaning products. They've gained a lot of exposure for the widespread harm they cause to aquatic life, and likewise for the ongoing issue of plastics in our environment, which accumulates up the food chain. And plastics in the environment don't break down, they just get smaller. And then the smaller they get, the more they're ingested by our wildlife, and particularly with our fish and everything. And that just accumulates up the food chain, and we end up, if we're eating those animals, we're ingesting that as well. So while the influx of eco-cleaners in recent years has really been welcome, often these companies market a wide array of cleaning products for different applications that could be undertaken by just a few natural products we already have in our homes. So the key really is education and a shift back to some home thrift strategies of times gone by. And I'll get to your comments in just a minute. So the benefits of natural cleaning products, very quickly, they're healthier. Green cleaning products are safer and less toxic than their commercial cousins. They're generally concentrated or purified forms of naturally occurring materials. They're generally more economical because many green cleaning products, as I'll show you soon, they're just cheap standard household items that you've probably got in your pantry anyway. And they're a lot kinder to the environment. They produce less waste, particularly packaging. And because they're concentrated, you just go through a lot less of them as well. And yeah, because you can use, one or two products for a lot of different uses in the house, we're just producing a lot less waste. And also the water leaving your homes and heading off to sewage treatment plants and stuff isn't as contaminated. So the treatment process requires a lot less chemicals to get that water under control and of a quality to release back out into the environment. All right, so let's take a look at where you're at. So let's see where all you're at. So we've got, I'm going to scroll down a little bit and start from the start. So we've got Lisa, who's just starting. We've got some microfiber and just a bit of vinegar and bicarb, but still chemicals as well. That's great, and we will talk about we're going to talk about all microfiber vinegar and bicarb tonight. They're all fantastic. Kristen makes some products with essential oils. Fantastic. I love essential oils too. All right, Amy. So you've gotten rid of most of the cleaners. Still use EcoStore dish liquid and Aware laundry detergent. I think the EcoStore ranges are generally okay, but again, as an eco brand, you do tend to pay a bit more for them, but they're pretty good. Aware, I haven't actually looked at the list on Aware on the ingredients and stuff, but yeah, baking soda, vinegar are great. Natural direct cleaners for walls as well. Good. And Mandy's about 80% looking for laundry and dishwasher. Fantastic. And Bridget's really been hoeing into it over the last 6 months. And Josie, Enyo cloths, and I've just purchased some Norwex. Yep, I've got Enyo and Norwex cloths in my home. I've got a couple of my favourites from different their ranges. Okay, the Earth Choice stuff and eucalyptus oil is also one of my favourites. I do really like the Norwex Enviro cloth, and I really love the Enyo. I like their bathroom glove and Enyo Feel with that miracle cloth as well, and their mop. Their mop's amazing. Well, that's great. It looks like some of you are really starting to get into it, which is fantastic. And hopefully you'll learn a lot more tonight as well. All right, so we're going to really get into the nitty-gritty now. And as I know that you're here, so there are really several must-have natural products I believe that you need in your home detox toolkit. And I've narrowed them down to these 9. And we'll go into a lot more detail after this slide. But first of all, pure soap. And I really like to use Castile soap, so in liquid form and also the solid form. White vinegar, as already come up, and bicarb soda, otherwise known as baking soda. Sodium carbonate, which is washing soda. This is just a brand that's commonly found in Australia. Citric acid, microfiber cloths. That's a Norwex one there, and essential oils. So the main ones that I do recommend are eucalyptus, clove, and lemon. However, the Young Living do have the Thieves blend, which obviously has clove. I think it's got clove, eucalyptus, and lemon in it as well, but a few other oils. But if you don't just have clove, Thieves is great for that as well. And I use a lot of clove oil for targeting molds and things like that. But Thieves can also do that. Okay. All right, so pure soap. Pure soap is the original general purpose cleaner that contains no extra additives such as colours and fragrances, and it biodegrades completely. Now, I love Castile soap, and I use both liquid and solid Castile soap. And in fact, Castile soap forms the base of many of the detergents that I make in my home. So I use it for my laundry powder, laundry liquids, wool wash, dishwashing liquids, even hand cleaners and body wash as well. And my kids use it to for their baths and stuff as well. So it really is top of the list there, pure soap. All right, white vinegar, you probably already know that it's a weak acidic acid that's effective at killing bacteria and removing stains from a wide variety of surfaces. Its acidity makes it great for cleaning. It's great for killing bacteria, and it's also fantastic for cleaning things like windows, and also making multi-purpose sprays that you can use, in your kitchen and things like that. It's also great just for other tasks like cleaning. You can basically, if you wanted to, you can use white vinegar for, almost 100% of cleaning tasks if you wanted to. Now, there's other cleaners I think do a better job in certain applications, but if it came down to it, you could use white vinegar for almost everything if you can handle the smell. Bicarb soda, otherwise known as baking soda, it's a safe, pure product that cleans, deodorizes, and softens water, and it is a fantastic scouring powder. And by that, I simply mean that you can make a paste out of it that's quite abrasive, so you can use it. If you've got scum rims around your bath and things like that, bicarb soda is really good to get that off, as it is for your oven and things like that as well. It's also good for deodorizing carpets And even just if you put a little dish of it in your fridge, just to take the smell out of your fridge as well. It absorbs odors, you know, tablespoon in the bottle of your rubbish bin, things like that. Washing soda or sodium carbonate, it's a water softener, and that's fantastic at removing grease, oil, and wine stains as well. So I use it in the laundry, in stain soakers, and also in laundry powders and liquids, and I also use it in the kitchen. It's an ingredient in my dishwashing powder. Ooh, I'm just going to take a drink. This is the second webinar I run today, so my voice is not used to talking so much. Okay, now just checking in the. Okay, so I just see someone just asked the difference between bicarb soda and baking soda. It's basically, there is a little bit of difference because one's sodium bicarbonate and one's sodium carbonate. But in terms of how they use, I basically find that washing soda is a lot stronger in the cleaning application, but they're both good at, you know, as used as a water softener and taking, you know, just bringing the pH of your water, I guess, up a little bit as well. Right, so citric acid. They're found naturally in citrus fruit, so it's great for tackling mold, bacteria, and mildew. And it's also great for removing soap scum, hard water stains, calcium deposits, lime, and rust. Yeah, and one of my favourite, and I guess I've got quite a few favourite uses for citric acid. It's one of those secret powerhouse, you know, ingredients, but it's really good at removing stubborn stains, particularly in your toilet bowl. That's one that most people don't know about. But yeah, I use citric acid there for stubborn stains. We've already mentioned microfiber cloths. But yeah, but they're really, I really think that they've got to be seen to be believed. The finish they leave on basically if you're dusting your furniture and tables and things like that, they basically pick up everything. So they can be used wet or dry. So if you're dusting, but I like to wring them out and use them just damp. Yeah, if they are damp, they really go into cleaning mode, and that's what I use really to wipe down a lot of my furniture and even clean kids' toys and things like that, rather than using and spraying stuff on them. Just wipe them down with a microfiber cloth. As I said, superior at lifting dust and stubborn dirt and debris, especially if the cloth's a little bit damp. Yeah, perfect for dusting. Okay, now I ran a detailed webinar a couple of weeks ago on essential oils, so I covered a lot of my best tips on essential oils there. But basically, they are concentrated extracts from plants. They're fabulous at disinfecting surfaces and purifying the air. And some of my favourite uses, my big three, as I've mentioned, eucalyptus, clove, and lemon, or you can basically substitute clove with the thieves blend as well. So yeah, eucalyptus, I use it in a lot of applications, but one of my favourite is the toilet because it is a strong disinfectant. I use lemon a lot for different applications in the kitchen, but also even for cleaning the floors, and it's also a good deterrent for spiders. And mould, basically, yeah, it's where I use my clove or my thieves blend as well. Okay, so there you have it. I've lifted the lid on my Green Cleaning Toolkit and not only shared the must-have items, but some of my fave ways to use them as well. And you know, for those of you know me, I can rabbit on about this topic for ages, and I'd love to take you through some more. But what I want to do now is I just want to ask you a question. What would it mean to, and you can answer this in the chat box, feel free to type there. What would it mean to you if you never had to walk down that stinky laundry aisle in your supermarket again? How would you feel if you were easily able to maintain a clean and healthy home without using harsh cleaners that you know are causing you and your family, and not to mention our environment harm? So how would that feel to you? And what would you do with the hundreds of dollars you'd save each year by not buying commercial cleaning products? Would you go on a holiday, or what would you do with that money? Put it on your mortgage? Now, what would it be like if you could create all of this with ease? How would you feel? So type in the box. I know there's a 30-second delay, so where I'm not there. So yeah, Never having to walk down the laundry aisle again. What would you do with the extra cash? Yeah, what would it be like if you could create it with ease? Because basically after today's webinar, I'd like, if you can see it, and yeah, can you see that natural cleaners can play a big role in your household? And either this 30 seconds is taking a bit longer, or you're all being a bit too shy to answer the questions. I'm assuming that you'd all love to never walk down that aisle again. Oh, yeah, we're getting a few yays, and yeah, Jen saying, yay. What would I do with that extra money at the moment? Like I said, we have saved a lot. It's probably meant that we could go on an extra holiday or actually eat better quality food, and we do buy organic food and things like that. So it allows us to put our money into other things that are more important. It would be amazing. Yeah, I agree, Josie. Extra money available for holidays. Yes, Amanda, I'm with you. Let's reward ourselves with holidays. Cool. All right, because we all know that our homes, our very own living environment, it's not the right place for toxic chemicals, and yet there's new products all the time that promise the world, yet don't tick all the boxes for our own health and that of the environment. And that's really why I created the Home Detox Bootcamp. Basically, I had a lot of customers in my business, Sustainababy, asking me all the time how I cleaned and wanting to pick my brains and everything. I thought, well, look here, bang, if you do this, you've got all the answers in one place. Because this program really is the ultimate course to help you remove toxic chemicals from your home and create the chemical-free living space that you desire and that you deserve. So basically, I've covered, I've shown you a lot of the products that I do use tonight and given you some good tips there to get you started. But I basically share all of my home detox secrets with you in the Home Detox Bootcamp. It really is unique, and I know you're going to love it because pretty much everyone that's gone through it has, and they're learning things and they're improving all the time. And yeah, I'm just getting thank you messages every day from people that go through the course. In this program, I teach you how to reduce the toxicity of your home, be it breaking up with chemicals in your bathroom, laundry, kitchen, beauty cabinet, or even pest control, or even improving your indoor air quality or reducing electromagnetic fields. You'll also learn how to replace products all the way that you're currently doing things with safe, effective, and natural alternatives. So it's important to realize that it's not just about replacing, existing chemical products with eco products, and then having a household full of commercial eco-cleaning products, because we know they cost quite a bit of a premium as well. Instead, I'll show you how you can use this small range that I've shown you tonight of readily accessible, cheap and natural products to tackle everyday cleaning tasks in your home. And so basically, I'll just run you through the pretty quick modules. Basically, in Module 1, we talk about healthy home and chemistry. So we have a bit of a background on how chemicals became so prevalent in our lives in the first place. And I do take you through the health environmental impacts of a lot of common chemicals found in our homes and list natural alternatives to these. In Module 2, which is Laundry Love, we really dive deep into the laundry and we look at the chemistry of washing clothes and why certain products work and certain products don't work. We look at particularly how soaps and detergents work, look at the importance of surfactants, the role of enzymes and builders in commercial detergents, and then we really cover off the alternatives to commercial laundry detergents. So you've got the option to make your own laundry powders, and there's a couple different recipes, laundry liquids as well, wool mix, fabric softeners, stain soakers, stain removal sprays, and there's even an SOS stain guide, so you can look up the stain on your clothes and say, oh great, I'm going to try glycerine on that one or whatever it might be. Week 3 is a pretty meaty week. We head into the kitchen and we look at basically germs in the kitchen, where they are, how best to deter them, but we also look at our love affair with plastics and how they're impacting our health and that of the environment. And of course, you'll be making your own natural kitchen cleaners, including dishwasher powders, dishwashing liquids, cleaning your oven, cleaning your kitchen appliances. And as I mentioned, you'll take a lot of steps towards breaking up with plastics or just reducing the risk of using plastics in certain applications in your home. And our guest contributor, we would have 2 in this module. We've got Jessica Donovan, a naturopath. She'll run on a basically masterclass on improving your health and wellbeing naturally. And we also have Bill Statham, who actually does a bonus masterclass. He's the author of The Chemical Maze, and he's doing a bonus masterclass to home detox participants in food additives and which are the main ones to look out for and reduce your exposure to. So we're very lucky to have him on board, and of course you get access to all of the guest contributors to the home detox that I'll talk to you about. Module 4, we tame your bathroom and your toilet, looking at problem areas and covering natural alternatives for mold removers, shower, bath and window cleaners, even how to clean your shower head and remove lime scale naturally. Module 5 is another meaty one. It's general home cleaning sorted, and I guide you how to detox some of the general household cleaning jobs in your home. So we're going to look at cleaning your windows, floors and walls, and we've got another bonus masterclass by healthy home expert Nicole Belsma, and she's really, it might sound a little bit strange, it might sound a little bit off topic to home detox, but she's actually one of Australia's leading experts on electrical contamination from Wi-Fi's and electronics. So I really just wanted to bring that into the course so people can just start thinking about some of the impacts of having your Wi-Fi on 24 hours, or where your meter box is located in the home, and some some of the potential health impacts of that as well. So we do that in week 5. Week 6, we tackle pest control, and we look at the toxicity of commercial pest control products and look at natural alternatives to deterring pests like moths, ants, spiders, silverfish, and more. And you'll be making your own natural personal insect repellents and obviously deterrents for all those pests if you want to. Home Detox Bootcamp wouldn't be complete without taking a look at what we're feeding our skins day in and day out. And in Module 7, Beautiful You, Beautiful Earth, we cover natural personal care. Basically because our skin's our largest organ and it readily absorbs the chemicals we feed it. So you'll be learning some natural alternatives for products such as shampoos, conditioners, deodorants, and you'll have the opportunity to make many personal care products, and also obviously getting your head around some of the leading brands out there that can, if you want to be buying products off the shelf. And we also have a bonus masterclass in this module by natural beauty therapist Jody DeCorrado. And the last week is really a week to just wrap everything up that you've learnt, and basically, we set you up for life really. So we look at the safe and correct disposal of chemicals you know and want, because basically after you've gone through home detox, you really want to empty out your cupboards and get rid of everything, but I don't just want you dumping it in the rubbish bin. So I give you some advice on how to safely get rid of them. And we discuss tips on how to manage the temptation to return to old habits and how to keep partners, friends and other family members aligned to your vision for home detox chemicals. And even things like how to deal with criticism. And this is something I've actually personally gone through in my local community in the last week, copying a lot of flack for the message I have. I know you probably won't believe it, but it is. Sometimes living eco and living greener, it's not, well, it's sad that it's not mainstream, and sometimes you do set yourself up for criticism. So we do talk about that as well. Now, as mentioned, it wouldn't be a fantastic program because I know it is a fantastic program, but it wouldn't be one if I didn't include some really good bonuses. And the main one is, and I hear back from my boot campers all the time, they love this, that they've got lifetime access. So once you're invested in the Home Detox Bootcamp, it's yours for the total lifetime of the course. So what's great about this is that it means well, basically, if the shit hits the fan and you join the course and something in life happens, it means you can't come back to it for 2 or 3 months. It's still there. It's not like that the course is run and you snooze, you lose, you've missed out. It's not like that at all. You can then start it when it suits you. Or basically, it also means you get free updates, because I do update the material each and every time the course is run. New guest experts come on board, so you'll get access to all of that, and as well as new research. And this includes new content and bonus masterclasses by contributors. You'll also have direct support in our very own closed Facebook community. So if you get stuck or have a question or just lacking some motivation, you've basically got over 100, really similar-minded, focused, you know, I call them eco souls, really lovely people in there that can help you get back on track or get the support you need. And of course, I'm in that community, so you do get access to me in there as well, and I run weekly Q&A sessions in that community where people can basically ask me anything on this topic. You'll also get that SOS stain guide I told you about. You can look up what stains I've got and find out the best natural basically things there. And in our very own, like I said, the Home Detox Bootcamp, it's a membership site. So if you do join, you get your username and your login, and you can just log in and get access to the information. And there's also a recipe index in there as well. So you can just look up the recipe and print it off. All in one handy location, so you never lose it. But that's not all. Like, you know, here's your bonus steak knives, basically. Our guest contributors are really some of Australia's leading experts. And, you know, this course isn't just for Australians. We've actually just had 5 people from the States join up in the last week. Quite a lot of New Zealanders as well. And I think we've got a lady from Hong Kong's joined this round, and also Singapore as well. So it's starting to get international. But these are some of Australia's best leading experts that we've got contributing. We've got Dr. Natasha Andriadis. She's one of Australia's best fertility experts. Jessica Donovan, a naturopath, founder of Energetic Mama. I'm really on a health expert too, helping to boost your health naturally. Bill Statham, as I mentioned, a health researcher and best-selling author of The Chemical Maze. So food additives and basically additives and chemicals in your home is one of his main areas of expertise as well. So he shares a lot of his learnings there. Jodie DeCorrado, natural beauty therapist, and Nicole Belsma, as I mentioned, our building biologist, best-selling author and founder of the Australian College of Environmental Studies. She's at the moment our electromagnetic radiation specialist, and she is amazing. Well, as they all are, but definitely Nicole's achieved a lot in the last few years while having some young children as well. So what some people are saying, we've got Amanda. She was one of our very first home detoxes about 15 months ago. She says, I've absolutely loved this course and have recommended it to anyone who's wanting to listen. I used to think my home wasn't clean until I could smell bleach. Now I don't think it's clean until I can smell eucalyptus. So this course is practical, and the changes once implemented are very easy to adhere to. Once you've embraced the home detox way of cleaning, you'll never look back. All right, so I want to ask you, what should this program cost? Because out of all the people that have followed me for some time, I polled them last year and when I was putting the program together, and I said, what would you pay for this? And I told them what was included and what I intended to include down the track as well. And so many of them said in the high 400s. They said that's a good price for all the content, especially because it's so much how-to. You've got a lot of experience and training. You're going to give us lifetime access, and that's really valuable to us. So they said high 400s would be fair for this course. But what I wanted to do is that I wanted to make sure, obviously I wanted to cover my costs in setting it all up. There's a lot of videography and web developers and graphic designers and all of that. And then obviously myself somewhere along the line. But basically I wanted to make sure it was available to anyone that really wanted to dive in. So I decided to charge $3.49, that's Australian. And that includes lifetime access in the new custom-built membership site and the closed Facebook community. So access to all the modules, workbooks, videos, recorded training slides, recipes, bonus e-guides, contributors, and me. But the really cool thing, I really want to make it a no-brainer for you to sign up and get the eco-friendly, healthy home you deserve. For a limited time, I'm offering the Home Detox Bootcamp at the low early bird special of $249. There is a payment plan available, so you can, if you do decide to join up by payment plan, it's just three monthly payments of $99, so you can spread it over 3 months as well. But the trick to this is that the early bird special actually ends tonight, so just in about an hour and a quarter's time it will end, and then the price will go up to $3.49 for another couple of weeks before we close the promotion period and I start the course on the 6th of October. So if you are really keen to join up, you can lock it in tonight at $2.49, and that's the lowest it will ever be again. Or you can, obviously the payment plan's available as well. So other people are saying, if you're looking at that price and you still think it's out of your price range, this is a feedback from Trina. I think she was in the second round of Home Detox.
And she said, when I saw the free dishwasher powder recipe on Laura's home detox cheat sheet, I had to try it. To my absolute surprise, it worked, and it worked brilliantly. The dishes were clean and the kitchen smelled amazing, fresh and lemony. I then decided then and there I had to join Home Detox Boot Camp. I worked out how much I was spending on dishwasher tablets a year and how much the dishwasher powder would cost. The savings on the dishwasher powder alone more than paid for the course, and I paid full price. So that's some feedback from Trina. And okie dokie. So now here's the deal. If you're really keen on joining Home Detox, and I'd love you, if you think it's up your alley, I'd love to have you on board with me. You'll need to head to homedetoxbootcamp.com and scroll down to the bottom to register for the Home Detox Bootcamp. A lot of the writing on the page we covered a little bit talking tonight, so so a lot of it won't be new to you, but of course read it if you want. There's a nice video at the top. You can check out me and my kids. But yeah, basically, and I've mentioned if you join in the next hour and a bit, that's before 10 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, you'll save $100 off the joining fee. All right, this might be a bit small on your screen, but I'm just going to have some water again. Sorry, I shouldn't drink that so close to the microphone. But basically, here's a testimonial from Jodie Wakefield, and she completed the last round, and she's been ecstatic with her results. She said, I can't recommend the Home Detox Bootcamp enough. I think it was brilliant and life-changing in so many ways. Do it, you'll be amazed at the value. I was surprised at just how hands-on and involved Laura is. Not only do I now have the knowledge and tools available to create a more environmentally sustainable home, but my family is benefiting from improved health, including that of my children's eczema has disappeared, which has been a very long road for us, and improved sleep as well. I always tried to make informed decisions for my family, but this course bundles together expert advice and unlimited information in such an accessible and implementable way. I've noticed huge cost savings, I was shocked, and less dependency on the grocery store, which also means that I'm passing on good habits to my children. Laura's daily and personal involvement exceeded my expectations, and our life has been enriched far, far beyond replacing household products. So that's Jodie. And another one before I get towards your question times. Lauren actually says, finding this course was amazing. Lauren's also just completed the round. Lauren and pardon me, went through the round in May. That started in May. So she says, finding the course was amazing. I finally found what I've been searching for years now, a way to clean my home that wasn't toxic and harming my family. I love that my house smells nice whenever I clean anything. The course has provided me with the knowledge and the tools to make my home a beautiful, healthy place, and Laura is always happy to help with any problem or question I've had. The value for money is exceptional and the guidance amazing. Finding Laura and her Home Detox Bootcamp was one of the best days of my life, and I can't thank her enough for all her time and effort. Thanks, Lauren. Okay, so now here's another great thing about Home Detox Bootcamp is that when you invest, you've got my personal 21 days back money, 21 days money back guarantee. So that's obviously after the course starts. So if you're not happy by the end of module 3, I'm more than happy to give you money back. So this basically means you can try out the course, and if you're not loving it, you can get your money back and no questions asked. If it's not for you, I'll send you on your way happily. So you might just be asking, okay, Laura, who's this training actually for? Because I can see that some of you have already started to. So that's okay, Bridget. I can see you've just said you've got to leave. That's okay. You still will get access to the recording if you want to finish off the last bit. So basically, who's this training actually for? If you're concerned about your children's exposure to chemicals in your home, or you're worried about your exposure to chemicals in your home, particularly if you're pregnant or breastfeeding, this course is a perfect fit for you. Maybe your children have eczema, asthma, dermatitis, or even ASD, and you'd love to reduce the chemical load on their bodies, then this course is a total no-brainer for you. Perhaps you'd like to reduce your family's waste and reduce your grocery bill, or would like to reclaim some cupboard space and reduce the number of commercial cleaning and pest control products in your home. And this course certainly helps you achieve that. Or maybe you're a health or environmental professional and you're all over the why you should be doing this. You just haven't gotten around to doing it yet and figuring out the how, and you're a bit time poor and you just want someone credible to tell you what to do so you can finally walk the talk on a healthy eco home. Well, you're in the right place too. So basically, if you're willing to learn about natural alternatives to commercial cleaning products and you're positive, open and prepared to invest a little bit of extra time up front during the transition stage, then the Home Detox Bootcamp is for you. And almost at the end of these slides. So each Home Detox module, so each of those weekly modules that I described, they include video trainings, slides, a slide pack, workbooks and activity sheets. So you'll have access, lifetime access to these in the membership site, which I said earlier, you've got your username and password, so you can access them whenever you want. After each module is released, of course. So obviously I just release them each week as you go through, just so you're not totally overwhelmed. So there is no behind in the Home Detox Bootcamp. So once you invest, you'll receive an introductory email with your first workbook that contains everything you need to know just to get prepared before the bootcamp starts. So this round of the bootcamp, it actually starts on Tuesday, the 6th of October, and enrollments close at 10 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time on Thursday, the 1st of October. So don't wait until next year for a chemical-free home. Get in now and you'll love how you can save loads of cash on commercial cleaning products, improve our environment and boost your health and that of your family at the same time. So just to sum it all up, and this is a busy slide, I know, but the Home Detox Bootcamp has got 8 action-focused training modules to guide you towards achieving a chemical-free home. You'll also be supported through a closed Facebook community, and you'll have lifetime access to the content and free updates in the exclusive membership site. Plus, you'll also have your bonus SOS stain guides, your recipe index, as well as having access to the guest contributors as well, the guest experts, and me. So at this stage, I'm undecided on when the next intake, after this, obviously one starting in October, I'm not too sure when I will run it next year. So it could be 6 months, it could be a lot longer until that. So if you are really keen to get some support to help you break up with synthetic chemicals in your home, I'd love it. I'd love to have you on board if it suits you. Okay. So just the last couple of what other people are saying, and another recent graduate, you could say, is Sarah. She said the Home Detox Bootcamp has simply changed our lives. No more to say. The simple recipes made it so easy for me to feel confident in what I'm doing, and the performance of the cleaners has been absolutely amazing. I've learnt that washing the family clothes can be made really easy with natural alternatives, and I'll never go back to commercial clothes washing products. And Bernadette says, this is a course created by someone with extensive chemical knowledge and experience. Well done, Laura, for creating an eco-exceptional course that can be easily followed and maintained by those at home. To those who are sitting on the fence and are unsure whether to sign up, I say go for it. It's definitely worth every cent. Take advantage of the fact that someone has done all the research and created easy to follow recipes. And that's by Bernadette, and she's got 4 children as well, so she didn't find it too hard to keep on top of everything with a busy household, and 4 children, one with special needs as well. Okay, so take action now. Head on over and join me at the Home Detox Bootcamp today. And once done, just be sure to tell your friends and family that you've joined so they can support you on your home detox journey, and they might even consider joining with you. So I'm really looking forward to having you on board, and I can't wait to help you break up with chemicals for good and see you transform your life. So that's basically all about the Home Detox Bootcamp. So I'm just going to come back into the chat room, and if you've got any questions at all on what I've taken through tonight with those, obviously my 9 favourite natural cleaners, or if you've got any questions at all about the Home Detox Bootcamp. So just looking back at some of the other comments, we've got Lisa said, yeah, she'd love to break up with chemicals. It'd be good. She could spend the extra money on natural choices. Bianca said, sounds great to me. Mandy said, would be awesome to get all the chemicals out of my home and know my children are safe. Yeah, that was a big one for me as well. So, does anyone have any questions? We're a fairly quiet bunch tonight. Oh, Lisa's just said that's good to know. We have 4 kids as well. Yeah. You probably really notice the savings. Then I can imagine you're washing clothes. Well, I've got 2 boys, and we wash clothes or nappies or something most days. Some common questions. A lot of people ask if the natural laundry detergents work on cloth nappies, and they definitely do. All right, I'll let you type some, if you still want to type some questions in. No questions at all. Wow, I must have covered the information in so much detail that you don't have any questions. So that's great. So I'd just like to thank you all for joining tonight and tuning into the webinar. I've had a great time talking, and if my voice hasn't loved it so much, it's really been a bit overworked today. But if you do head on over and join the Home Detox Bootcamp, just remember that you've just got basically an hour left to grab it at $100 off the price, which is just the end of the early bird today. So make the most of that, and you'll soon grab that money back very quickly by getting you on your way. I did notice that I said some people were using Enyo and stuff already. Oh, thanks, Chrissy, saying I did an excellent job. Just on some of the cloth products, like I said, I do use some obviously microfiber cloths and a couple other cleaning gloves and stuff as well. But in the Home Detox Bootcamp, some people think, oh, are you going to recommend all these and I've got to go out and spend a lot of money? As I've mentioned, my favorite way to clean the bathroom, like shower, is actually with that Enyo glove. But I do say that, but I've also got other alternatives. If you don't have that, there's obviously really good things you can do, be it vinegar or whatever. And I have all the recipes for those old traditional ways that you can clean them as well. But if you obviously do want to go out and spend $100 on an Enyo glove and a cleaning cloth, you can do that as well. But you don't have to. All right. Oh, thanks. We've got Lisa's joined up. Thanks a lot, Lisa. And yeah, you've got to go now as well. Great, Amanda. Yeah, I'll welcome you with open arms. Thanks. I'd love to see you in there. We've had quite a lot of people join up today, actually. So as I mentioned, quite a few from outside Australia too, which is great. And thanks, Christy, as well. All right. Well, thanks, everyone. I'm going to wrap it up because it looks like you don't have too many questions tonight. And we're all at the end of our hour, and I didn't really want to keep you longer than an hour. So once again, thank you so much for tuning in. If you do decide that the Home Detox Bootcamp isn't for you or isn't for you right now, still just stay in touch. Like I said, my lauratrotter.com's launching in just a couple of weeks, and I'm going to have heaps of great articles there and free resources there as well to help you get on top of if you're wanting to create an eco home. But of course, my courses are really where I put all my top information and my one-on-one support that you can work with me closer. But thanks again, and I'll hopefully catch you all again. Oh, hang on, a burnt stove pot. Amanda's just asking a question. So I'm taking this is something that you've cooked in a saucepan on the stove and you've burnt it. All right, what I'm just going to say there is it's a bit like stains in your laundry. When you do have had accidents like that in the kitchen, time is the most, you want to get onto it as fast as you can with water. So I soak my pots, and I will soak them overnight. And if that doesn't make whatever's burnt in it come off quite easily, I will use bicarb soda. As I said, it's a good scouring paste. So I'll make up a paste with that and line the pot, let it sit for a bit, and gradually get it off as well. If it's a really greasy thing that's burnt on, lemon oil is great at removing grease and grime as well. But basically, yes, soaking it overnight and with bicarb as well. Yeah, I'm not too sure what sort of fats you're cooking in, but a lot of good fats, like cooking with olive oil or ghee, not olive oil, coconut oil or ghee, will, just a little bit of that in casseroles and things like that will help stop your food sticking as well. So I hope that answered your question, Amanda. A lot of people are saying now they're it's an hour's up now, so they're going to head off now and join, and I can see a couple of people have joined now, which is fantastic. Great to see you, Bronwyn and Amanda. And I will catch you all very, very soon. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Bye.